Well, thank you all for being here. We're just about to start. Well, thanks for being in this webinar. As you know, this is a special webinar for nurses, and we are going to review the main 7 money mistakes that we see that some nurses are maybe making and they should avoid definitely. First of all, of course, we just have to say that we are not your financial advisor in this webinar. We're just sharing some educational purpose information. Don't take this as a financial advice. Take this as a tools, as an education, as just as information that you're receiving. Saying that, let's start with the first mistake. Is like, well, sometimes you don't know where your money is going. And in these times with high inflation and high interest rate, it's normal for that to happen. But the thing that is not normal is like when you see yourself, you're a very hard worker, and when you say like the money's getting in and then I don't know where it goes. What's going on with my money? And you say that, well, maybe you're putting more effort and more effort and more hours and more hours, and then you realize that your bank account is empty. Well, one of the things that is happening is that we are living the highest inflation from the last 20, 40 years. And one of the things that causes, like everything is going higher and higher each day. So the money that you have in your bank account, you have to do something with that money, because if not, inflation is going to eat it away. So the second thing that we are saying is like, well, some of other nurses, maybe they have some money in their saving accounts, but that money maybe is not earning any interest, and the interest rate have gone up in these days. So now is a good choice to search for different kind of options to see how that money can earn more interest for you. One of the things that we are seeing too is like, well, maybe you're using a lot of your credit card, and that interest rate from the credit card has also gone up. So these times you have to be very careful of not leaving a lot of money in a saving account that is not earning interest. One of the things that we are going to suggest is like look for different kind of accounts. And the other thing that we always see with our different kind of clients is like, well, when you have money in your saving account, it's like having a cake in the kitchen. What I mean with that is like, if you see a cake all the time that you're getting into the kitchen, you want to eat a piece of that cake because it's there and there is a lot of cake, and well, maybe just a piece will not hurt anyone. But the thing is, like, it happens the same with your saving accounts or with your bank accounts. When you see money there that is at your disposal and you can use it whenever you want, it's like, well, I can take a bite of that money that is there. But one of the things that we are going to see is some strategies that maybe you have to use different accounts. So now the treatment here is like the Scientific American Society says that like most of the 80% of the diet, they fail, and they fail at the beginning. It's like when you're telling you, all the financial gurus said you need a budget, you need to restrict yourself, you need to have a scarcity mentality. It's like that's something good, but that's not the best way to do it, because it doesn't work for everyone. Some people are very good doing diet. There are others that are not so good with a diet. So one of the things that we believe that you should be doing is like spending your money in a wise way. For that, we suggest that you should have 3 different bank accounts. One for your current expenses, the expense that you use for grocery, for rent, for your day-to-day activities. The second one for entertainment and free money. And what I mean is free money is money that is not, it's like you use it without guilt and you don't feel bad using that money. And the third one will be for your goals. That could be short terms, medium, and not the long terms. We're not talk about that. But when I say that, it could be a vacation or something that you want to buy or something that you want to save for. So why you need these 3 different accounts? One of the things that helps is when you see the balance going down. I don't know, the entertainment account is enough, and maybe you should not be going out tonight for dinner or whatever. Okay. So this is a way to have some control of your money, but not with a restriction and like a diet. Okay. Second treatment, the cost of opportunity. You need to learn, and to realize what is the trade-off of the money that you're using today beside the money that you can save for tomorrow. We are giving you this example. If you have $100 today and you invest that money, for example, this is just a hypothesis, for 25 years, and imagine that you can earn 10% per year. Well, that $100 will turn into more than $1,000. So sometimes when you're thinking about, well, I'm just going to spend this $100 here, it's not just 100. It could be 1,000 that you can have in the future. And when you get a raise and when you get new income coming, one good way to see it is like to separate that money, to divide that money, not use all that income that is coming. I know the bills are higher these days, but in a good way, it's like try to separate that money. If you have some debts, pay those debts, and or not, if you can save, that will be a good choice too. So the other mistake that we're seeing, that sometimes some nurses are missing some tax opportunities that are there, and doing things right with taxes have a beautiful, it's like a beautiful opportunity that you're missing there. We know the tax code is complicated, but we are not saying that you don't have to pay what you have to pay in taxes. That's your duty. That's what you have to do. But what we are saying is like you don't have to leave a tip to the IRS. Okay. So most of the symptoms that we are seeing is like maybe you said, okay, I'm going to learn about this. I'm going to see how I can optimize my taxes. But then you leave it like that. You take no action about it. Or maybe you said like, well, I have a lot of problems today to be worried about tomorrow. And maybe you value more today than the future. Or maybe you don't know from where to start. And you say like, I don't know which road should I take. So one of the treatments that you can see is that Uncle Sam is giving you a lot of different buckets that you can use. It's like you have your 401k if you work in a hospital or you work in a company, or maybe you have a 403b if that's a public hospital, or a 457 too. So my main suggestion will be here, like if you have a 401k or 403b, please try to max out those the contribution that your employer is doing for you. It's like that's what we call free money, because if you contribute, your employer will contribute with you too. So you don't want to lose that part of there. And remember that in this bucket, the money gets in, then you invest it, please invest it, don't leave it in there, because it's the return that is going to be tax-free while it's growing in there. Okay, when you take it out, that's another story. But while it is growing, you want that power to keep growing there. Also, if you're planning, it's like use some HSA account, health saving accounts. They're wonderful also for having this tax opportunity. If you have the money, remember, if you have a 403b or 401k, you can also have an IRA. An IRA is an individual retirement account. You can also contribute there. It's another bucket you can also use. And if you're planning for saving for your kids' education or someone's educations, you can also use a 529 plan, and those plans allow you the money to grow also tax-free. Or maybe your company is giving you a flexible spending account. Learn more about that, and you can do great things with that too. So the third mistake, maybe the kind of products somebody's selling to you are not the one you want to have. And you have to always ask yourself, is this good for me or is good for the advisor? So when we see that, of course, you're good income earners, you work a lot, and that's why you are such a good income earners. You study a lot, but sometimes what we are seeing is like some insurance agents trying to sell you an insurance for your retirement that also invests that money. We don't think it's the best way. I mean, it's to saving for your retirement. These kind of financial products, they have a higher commissions area inside that maybe you're not seeing it, or maybe you're thinking that you're going to make fast money, and well, maybe you feel that you have been, I mean, it's like you have not been saving what you want to save. And now that you discover this world of the investment world, maybe you want to see it like a casino and making money fast. It doesn't work like that. So, well, remember, you need to find advisors that have this word that it says fiduciary. I know it's a complicated word, but what it means is like this person will put your interest well, before his interest. Your interest will come first. One good way to see or to find an advisor that will do that is like go to the certified financial planning page. It's like they have a page that is called Let's Make a Plan. All the certified financial planners like myself, we are fiduciary. We are going to look what is best for you, and we are going to build a plan for you and not just try to sell you some financial products that maybe are good for us. Also, it's good to go to broker check. You can see the web address there. In broker check, you can see you can see the life of this person, like all the records to see what's going on there. You just write the name or the name of their firm, and you will get it there. And if you're thinking in getting a life insurance, use the one that is they are called term life insurance. In 99% of the cases, it would be your best choice, not the one that are called whole life insurance, universal insurance, or the one that is telling you that you're going to invest in the stock market. No, you try to use a simple one, the vanilla one, just that flavor. It will be good for you. So in the student loan repayment plan, well, sometimes we see that some nurses they leave that there. Maybe there are some things that are not in order. If you see it in a way, most of the nurses that we are serving, we don't see a plan to see how they're going to pay their debt. We just see that, well, they have the debt, but they don't know how they're going to pay it. And you can see that they're in average, it can take up to 18 years to pay their student loans. That's a whole life paying. So you need a plan. You need a way to see like how I'm going to treat this debt. And the other thing is like maybe you said, well, the inflation is going higher. Maybe I had some problems. Well, I'm using the credit card, and maybe you're living above your means. So that's another symptom that we are seeing there. The treatment, well, we give some ideas and some strategies that you can apply. The first one is called the debt avalanche. What it means is like you're going to list all your debts from the smallest debt in balance to the biggest one. Okay. And what we wanted you to do, I mean, it's like, well, my mistake, that will be the debts. No, the debt avalanche, you're going to go from like the highest interest rate. So my mistake is like what you're going to do is list all your debt from the highest interest, and then you're going down. So the thing that we want to do is like go first with the one that has the highest interest, because that's the one that is costing you the more, and you want to try to pay that first. Of course, what you have to do is not to what you're looking is not to stop paying the other ones, but what you're going to do is pay the minimum amount in the other ones and try to focus in this one. We also have the debts note strategy. The debts note is like the one that I was mentioning first. You're going to list all your debts, and you're going to start with the one with the smallest amount, the smallest balance. What you want to try to do is to accomplish some victories there and say, you can do it. And now let's go to the next one. In this case, you're not taking into consideration the interest rate. What you're taking into consideration is how you feel and allowing you to do that. And of course, you need to learn. We are not going to talk about that in this short webinar because it's a long matter. It's like you need to learn more about the loan forgiveness programs and what the public service loan forgiveness program is doing. If you already have more than 120 payments, it's a great tool that you can use there. So the fifth mistake is like, well, we see a lot of nurses and their husband or partners or that they are doing a great job with their finances and they're doing by themselves. We think that's good, but these changes are kind of different. We are in a well, we are living almost a recession where in the market there is a lot of volatility. It means like things are moving a lot faster. So we brought this quote from a study that was conducted by the American College of Physicians. And one of the old guys there, I mean, the old doctors, they took a quote from him and he said, like, even though you think you know what you're doing, hire a professional and don't be an armchair financial planner. What we see is like most of you, maybe you're thinking like, I don't want somebody to be, I mean, managing my money. Maybe I want to do it, or maybe I want it, but I don't know. They're asking for a big amount of money. I mean, to work with me. There are some new trends in our industry, and I mean, in the financial planning industry, you have an hourly financial planning. It works like if you're hiring a certificate, a public accountant or a lawyer. It works in the same way. If you want a second opinion to see, like, well, you have some doubts in your finances and you just want a second opinion, you can use this one. You just pay for the hour, or you just pay for the things that you're consuming in these kind of services. And the sixth one, this is the last one, will be the lack of estate planning. It's like, well, what happens if something happens to you? We see that part of your job is dealing with life and death. When it's really hard, but sometimes you take care of a lot of others, but maybe you're not taking care of yourself. And we know you don't have time, that you're always running with all the things that you have, and you're almost burning out in all the things. But there are some things like the treatment here will be the one-on-one estate planning tools that you have to, I mean, you have to take over. Will be the first one. You want to have a will. You don't want when you're gone. It's like when you don't want a judge to be deciding what they're going to do with your things, who's going to get what. The other thing, of course, as you see it in all the pandemic situation with the COVID and things like that, people, well, they're in a hospital, they cannot take financial decisions. Maybe you want someone else to help you there with the financial decisions, with your health decisions. And if you have some kids, maybe you need someone to, I mean, it's like, what happened if you're not here, and who's going to take care of your kids? This will be just some treatment, one-on-one estate planning, really easy there. So that will be all for us. And thank you so much for being here with us. And if you need more information, you can book a free meeting with us. I'm sure you are not going to sell you that anything in that free meeting. We're just going to try to add a lot of value. And we specialize with physicians and doctors. Thank you so much. Have a great day.